Okay. Breaking news. This just came down to Newswire. It seems like Stephen A. Smith and ESPN are close in signing a significant deal that's going to please Stephen A. Smith as well as ESPN. Now, terms of the contract, this is all speculation. 6 to 7 years, $100 to $120 million. Now, there is language in the contract, and this is all speculation. We don't know this for a fact, that ESPN will be also supporting Stephen A. Smith's production company. That's the same production company that makes the Stephen A. Smith show. I believe Stephen A. Smith wants to expand that production company, maybe helping other content creators and having some money there to support those content creators and create shows under the Stephen A. Smith production company. But all that is speculating. But to $100 to $120 million, to me, there's a lot of people that saying, Stephen A. Smith, does he even deserve that? I feel like there's a great relationship with Stephen A. Smith and ESPN. ESPN doesn't want Stephen A. Smith to go, and really Stephen A. Smith doesn't want to go anywhere else. Plus, there's no one else out there that's going to offer anything close to what ESPN is offering Stephen A. Smith. Now, this solidifies ESPN as being the worldwide leader of sports entertainment. There's nothing, no one, no network bigger than ESPN. Okay, they got Troy Aikman, they got Joe Buck, they got Shannon Sharp, they got Pat McAfee, and now they got Stephen A. Smith. There's really no other big name personalities out there that can equal to what they already have under the ESPN umbrella. Also in this deal, they're going to expand Stephen A. Smith to ABC. He may be doing some projects for Disney Plus, but that's just down the horizon. We're not 100% sure of that being factual. But look, at the end of the day, where is Stephen A. Smith going to go? Because Stephen A. Smith does not desire to go anywhere else. And ESPN does not desire not signing Stephen A. Smith. I think these two entities work great together. They've been through the good, they've been through the bad, they've been through the struggles, they've been through the pain, they've been through the joy. I think ESPN understands the value and the worth of personalities and social media presence. In this new sports space, streaming is now more important than an actual network. I feel like ESPN fully realize and understand what that means and how valuable and important that means. And, ESPN is changing with the times, okay? It's not, cable and satellite is not running things anymore. Now it's about streaming. And you need content to continue to stream or your platform to be valuable. And Stephen A. Smith is one of those personalities that will demand value for your platform. All right. So I think this is a great deal. This ESPN is in its own universe. Fox Sports 1, CBS, FanDuel, NBC, they're just in another universe, but they're not even in a universe with ESPN. They are not trying to compete with ESPN. They don't even want no competition with ESPN. And you can tell by these other networks, they're not trying to get a big name personality to come join their network. They're either doing hometown talent or signing personalities that just don't fit well with ESPN. They got to go someplace else. So why not these other networks and these other streaming services? Okay, so ESPN understands the value of what they already have. They're still going to continue to be a juggernaut. I don't see anyone matching what ESPN is going to bring for the next 5 years. I think for the next 5 years, ESPN is going to continue to dominate the ratings. First Take is going to be at an all-time high. Monday Night Football is going to continue to be an all-time high. the Pat McAfee show, that's going to be on another level. I do feel like they're going to expand Shannon Sharp's role, maybe create a show for Shannon Sharp, particularly when football and college football start. You're going to start seeing the separation. I do feel like there's going to be occasions where they're going to collaborate, Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee, but, you know, they're all going to have their own shows, all right? So I think this is a win-win for us, the viewers. It's definitely a win-win for Stephen A. Smith and ESPN. So to me, this is a good deal. Now, if you look at what ESPN is going to potentially do with having Stephen A. Smith for 7 years, that's going to increase the value of ESPN. Now, I just made a video talking about how Inside the NBA is going to be featured more on ESPN. That even solidifies even more talent for under the ESPN umbrella, okay? You got Kenny, Charles, Chuck, Shaq, you know, on when the NBA is in full effect. I think it's going to make more value for the NBA, increasingly more value for ESPN. And ESPN is going to continue to be on the forefront of gathering all the ratings. You know, more ratings, more viewership equals more money. And that's the bottom line. So you got to have these personalities. Now, you know, a lot of people feel like Stephen A. Smith is not worth $120 million. A lot of people feel like Shannon Sharp is not even worth the money that he's generating. But you got to realize these content creators are at a demand. And if ESPN was not going to meet the demand, they would just either do it themselves, which Shannon Sharp is capable of doing. I'm not 1,000% sure on Stephen A. Smith. It does help Stephen A. Smith having a network like Disney backing him. Yeah, there's some positives in that, but I don't think Stephen A. Smith can do what Shannon Sharp is doing, betting on himself and just going full independent. Shannon Sharp has Club Shay Shay. He's doing great things on his own, but he also has a multi-year deal with ESPN. All right. I don't see you can recreate that magic for Stephen A. Smith, but that doesn't mean that's not a bad thing for Stephen A. Smith. I just think you need to get into where you fit in, and Stephen A. Smith fits better by having a big time major network backing him. All right. I'm not going to dispute Stephen A. Smith's talent or Stephen A. Smith's charisma or how people come and view Stephen A. Smith. But look, that's the law of the land. You can either accept it or not accept it. So, I think Disney and Stephen A. Smith, they have a great working relationship. They trust in one another. They have they trust in one another. They also understand one another, and they are extremely loyal to one another. Because, like I said, both sides have been through the good and the bad and the ugly with this changing climate of sports televisions. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.